So, I'm here to talk about the 2025 opening day of the women's college soccer season. So that's right, the opening day of women's college soccer is tomorrow. The NCAA. 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 Some say NC2A. That just kind of feels weird. But yeah, yeah. Yeah, we have the home team. Has a broadcast, so in college sports, but some of these colleges have their broadcasts on. Some of these schools may have their broadcasts for sports on like TV, like over the air. Some college sports do have over the air broadcasts for like the home games because that team gets to control it. And they also have it to where the broadcast simulcasts on ESPN Plus, as that's her main. Most of the conference streaming rights are for all the sports, but then some air on the simulcast on like Mountain West Network, the Mountain West teams. Like some games you see. Like I know mainly you see a lot of like FCS football on like over the air TV channels or TV channels, and they go to ESPN Plus with the deal that ESPN Plus signed for these conferences. They'll air it with ESPN Plus. And no, like the NEC has an NEC front row. The Big East signed a deal with ESPN Plus. Big East isn't on TV with ESPN. It's just for the streaming rights, the digital streaming rights. But that does tell me that like ESPN Plus is looking ESPN wants to get back with the Big East though. In a way. But then like maybe their TV exposure will go down. It's kind of like a double thing. I mean, less not many people probably subscribe to Flow Sports. So yeah, we have so let's talk about. So we have some certain games starting all day at noon Eastern. Starting at noon Eastern, and they're all day long. We have Mercy. The home team in soccer is always the team that's first, which is a little bit confusing because I would think the team that's on the road would be first, as that's usually the case in every sport team that's not the home team. But soccer, they don't. They have the home team first and the away team. It is at Mercyhurst at noon Eastern. Then we go some early games. There's a few early. Then we get into ESPN Plus with American University George Washington at 1 Eastern ESPN Plus. Then we have Central Michigan Butler at Central Michigan at 10. On the Central Michigan school website. Then we have most of them do opt to air every game on ESPN Plus, however. ESPN might not choose to air every game on their networks. Though, that is probably why some of them aren't on there. But or they say, well, or their conferences say, well, you have to do it. You have to air every game. In order to air like every game from the sport, you have to air like all the conference championships. You have to air like all the conference championships and like outdoor track and field. You have to air all the outdoor track and field, indoor track and field. Like all of them, like the cross country championships. You have to air all that. So. I mean, and then there might be, what's some other like conference championships that they'd be? So I can think of. Like the women's tennis championships, men's tennis, men's golf, women's golf. And by then we have Liberty at East Carolina, Toledo at Eastern Kentucky, St. John's at Massachusetts. It's at 4 Eastern Kentucky, Toledo's at 3 Eastern, this is Central Time by time. How Western Kentucky at 4 Eastern. Western Kentucky, Ohio at 4 Eastern. Neighbor at Morris. Then Lafayette, Siena at 4 Eastern. And some of these might not have a till. And then you have Michigan. You have Michigan at Villanova. And then 4:30 Eastern you have some of these that are doing a D2 school. I understand that one, like Ball State hosting HCIND D2 D3 NA school. They're universities, I get that. It might be like an exhibition, but then the school gets some money from the game. And we have Cincinnati at Eastern Michigan. Before Eastern. Eastern, Texas Commerce, Arkansas State, Chicago State, Murray State, Troy, Richmond, VMI. And we have Summerlee, that's South Dakota's hosting, so it's in the Summerlee Network. And we're now at South Dakota. Vineyard, hosting St. Thomas, Minnesota. And then 6 Eastern, Buffalo, Canisius, Winthrop, Chattanooga. Delaware now is in Conference USA. Delaware moved from the Coastal Athletic Association to Coastal Athletic Association to Conference USA. They moved from FCS to FBS football. So therefore they are on ESPN Plus now with other games. And then Missouri State moved from the Missouri Valley Conference to Conference USA as well. They were already on TV for other games, or ESPN Plus, pretty much. And then Mount St. Mary's, Delaware, and then we have St. Peter's at Drexel. Drexel's part of the Coastal Athletic Association, so there's still ESPN or Cisco Gonzalo Sports. And Stanford at Georgia Southern, Delaware State at Hampton. And I know the MEAC and the SWAC games, they are on school websites. A lot of them are. And they have HBCU Go, but it's mainly like Division II football, like games from HBCU conferences, and a few like game for week, and then like a SWAC or SWAC football game from, that's really what it is. Then we have, then we also have like men's and women's basketball. A few games of them. We have Fairfield at Holy Cross. I see your Minneapolis, but that was so. Oh, I mean, I'm at Longwood. And then, yeah, the Big Ten Network is on BTN Plus, or Big Ten Network, or Big Ten Network, BTN Plus, they call it. Or it's branded on air as like the B1G Network, or B1G Plus. But they air that on ESP, Big Ten Network Plus, BTN Plus. They aired on there, or Big Ten Network, or sometimes they air on Big Ten games that are on Fox Sports 1, or Fox Sports 2, or mostly like all the smaller sports, like college soccer. They'll be on like ESP. They'll be on Big Ten Network Plus, Big Ten Network. They might get some games on FS2, FS1, and then we have Boston University at Northeastern. Now with that scene hall. Now some we go on some untelevised, like one on school websites. We go to about Stetson. Then we go to UMass, so at Saybrook. We have Illinois at USC, another school website, until USC. Southeastern is at Louisiana Monroe, Miami at UNCSU, Upstate. And a lot of these smaller sports, like the only sports you really see, like football, maybe men's and women's basketball, where like there's a lot of home, where like the bigger schools may have, more power and some of the more popular. Like a lot of these smaller sports, like they'll have like the smaller, like these sports, like the smaller schools, they'll actually go to the bigger schools, like the Miami, in football or like men's, women's basketball, some of those sports you may not see, but in soccer you'll see it. They'll travel, to smaller schools. App State at Western Carolina, Army at Providence. Yep, and AC Extras or AC Network will have the AC games. There might be some on like ESPN networks, like ESPN2, ESPNU. Mainly for college soccer though. It's on ESPNU though. And then we have Oakland at Bowling Green until I said Susquehanna at Georgia Carlson, Kent State, Cleveland State, Kansas State, Coastal Carolina. All praise at your mercy. And they used to never have games on, or the ESPN Women's College Soccer schedule be this, like advanced, like this every game. They only had it before for like the power conferences, like or like top 25 teams in the rankings. So this is like a really big night, and it's kind of convenient, to have like all the games here instead of going to ESPN or go on the NC website. They also have it on with women's volleyball as well. You can I don't know if you can click in the games now, but maybe when they start, you can at least click in the games. That'd be kind of nice. We see like the scores of them, and maybe for volleyball, I click and see, and it'd be kind of nice for volleyball to click in and see like how long, like what point they're on, or see like updates, thing, not just first set, second set. They're kind of doing that for every game now, which is awesome. We have Kansas State, Coastal Carolina, All praise at your mercy. Penn State, number 11, Penn State, number 2. Florida, Maryland at Florida Lake. Gulf Florida 10 at Florida Gulf Coast. Florida at Florida State and AC North. South Florida at Furman. Church, Old Dominion at Georgetown. True at Georgia State. That's an untelevised one. That's because it's ESPN Plus. That's because there's a D2, D3, and it's Division One. Then we have Virginia Tech at High Point, St. Joseph Hofstra, North Florida Howard, then one at Illinois State, Portland State, Iowa State, Aurora at Jacksonville, another untelevised game. Another untelevised game. Edward Water. So Edward Water. That's because it's Edward Water, so it's a non-division one. Or Edward Water is playing a non-division one, a Division One team. Jacksonville, so it's a non-division one versus non-division one point game. So that can be televised. Southern Miss at Memphis. Vermont at Merrimack. That's on the AC front row. That should be. Southern Utah at Montana. Another untelevised game. Marshall. Oh, and Morehead State. Or school upset game. USNT State. Western Michigan at number 2 Notre Dame. Clemson at number 18 Ohio State. Mississippi Valley State at Ole Miss. Should be on a Sierra Plus. Xavier at Pittsburgh. Citadel at Presbyterian. Indiana State at Purdue. Akron at Purdue Fort Wayne. Campbell at Queens University. 2 more untelevised games. And then another untelevised one. You want at Rhode Island. Our school upset game. We have Houston Christian Race. NJT at Rutgers. And some of the ones that don't say TV. They might be on ES. Ends at Southeast Missouri State. Eastern at Southern Illinois. Just Southern at Syracuse. And at Temple. And we're in North Carolina at Tennessee this year. Wisconsin at Tennessee Tech. Davidson at UNC Greensboro. Charlotte at UNC North. That's on. Could be on Flow Sports. We have Elon at WC when he's moving. And UMBC at Wagner. Untelevised. That could also be America East has it where they have AmericaEast.tv for free. You can see all the untelevised contests for free, like NEC Front Row and Mountain West Network. So that could be like that as well. And they have their app as well. And you have SMU at Wake Forest, Jacksonville State, West Georgia, number 15 Virginia, West Virginia. There's Mason at William Mary. Non-televised. Or that's in the flow. West Carolina, South Carolina, upstate Watford. Dean at Wright State untelevised. Number 13 at number 6 CNET Plus. Now we got 7 Eastern. You got Auburn and Tennessee State at Belmont. Number UCLA at Georgia. Roberts at Kansas State. Jackson State at Kentucky. Number 2 Mississippi State. Georgia State UT Rio Valley. Denver at Air Force. That's the Mountain Eastern. Tulsa Central. Eastern Plus. Wyoming at Drake. Rocket East Texas. And North untelevised game. Go State at Green Bay. That's an untelevised game for Green Bay. Youngstown State at Indiana Eastern. Eastern Missouri State at Kansas. St. Louis at Kansas City. That's will be on Assembly Note, which is the Miko Sports Plus. And Lamar at Louisiana untelevised contest. At Louisiana Tech. Western at West Chicago. South Alabama at LSU. North Dakota McNeese. BYU at number 3 for Minnesota. South Dakota State at Missouri. East Tennessee State, North Alabama. Incorrect Word at North Texas, Eastern. Marquette at Northern Ireland twice contest, Eastern. Free at Oklahoma Eastern, the Sierra Plus. Mercer at number 2, Oklahoma State. North Carolina at Omaha. Unsimilarly. Cal State Northridge at St. Mary's. Houston at St. Augustine. Bryant, number 9 TCU. Northwest State, number 19 Texas. UCF at UAB. Houston at UTSA. SCP at number 17 Vanderbilt. Waukee at number 2 Wisconsin. Cerny at Nebraska. Baylor at Texas A&M. Early Lake at Texas State. Nevada at Arizona State. That's at 9 Eastern. And then early league at 6 and Baylor at 6 a.m. or 8 Eastern. Then 9 Eastern, Nevada, Arizona State. North Michigan State at Carl. Utah Tech at Carl State. And then until they'll be on Western Arizona. Idaho Valley at Utah Valley, Idaho State. 9 Eastern. They'll be on until on school website. And then Carl College at New Mexico State. Or might be on local networks. But sometimes if it's on local TV network, usually if it is, they'll broadcast it on ESPN Plus or the conference is streaming. Digital streaming rates for that conference. And then it goes back to them live that they get air like the replay afterwards. The other people they might get the college they might get access to it live. No pre-plays, but it might just be live access only. The other channels can have it then. And then we have Colorado College at Mexico State, East Russia at CIU, and Christian at Utah. And then Texas Southern at New Mexico. That's Mount Western Rock at 9th Eastern. University at Oregon. And then State UNLV at Arizona, which is the 7 Pacific games. Cal State Bakersfield, Career Baptist at Princeton. And then Grand Canyon's moving to the Mountain West now this year. We're going to move in the 2026-27 academic year, where they moved immediately to Mountain West instead of being in the WAC. And that's at Eastern. And then we see her at Idaho, Hawaii at Long Beach State. Some of them are Eastern of the conference matches. Like Hawaii and Long Beach State, that's a conference match. First game of the season, so. Some are starting off the conference matches, some are not starting with non-conference. Embry against Northern Arizona. Sacramento State Pacific. Cal Poly at San Diego State. Number 2 for Texas Tech at San Diego State. And San Francisco at number 7 Stanford. Fresno State, UC Davis. California at San Diego. Oregon State at Washington. And Utah State at Washington State at Taster. And San Jose State at number 16 Santa Clara. And at UC Santa Barbara.